21st century freestyle wrestling has given the world numerous outstanding names whose achievements and matches have left an indelible mark on the history of sport. These athletes combine strength, technique, and an incredible will to win, showcasing their mastery on the international stage. In this video, we share the remarkable stories of victories and defeats of 5 legendary freestyle wrestlers from the early 21st century. Their sporting careers are full of drama, decisive moments, and challenges that forged their character, turning them into true heroes and inspiring a new generation of wrestling fans. Eldar Kurtanidze is a name that is hard to confuse with anyone else. Probably everyone even slightly familiar with freestyle wrestling has heard of him. Standing at just 170 centimeters tall, he competed in the 90 and 96 kilogram weight classes, and later in his career even wrestled in the up to 120 kilogram division. All pure muscle. But raw strength wasn't his only asset. Without other qualities, he couldn't have remained at the top of such heavy categories for nearly 15 years, or claimed medals from the most prestigious tournaments. Eldar Kurtanidze was born in 1972 in the Abkhazian Autonomous Soviet Socialist Republic. From an early age, he was drawn to sports and stood out among his peers for his exceptional strength and endurance, traits he inherited from his father, a tough man who had spent his whole life working the land. I really liked judo, but I happened to join a Greco-Roman wrestling class first. I didn't stay long, though. I soon switched to freestyle wrestling. That final choice was largely thanks to Shota Kikabidze, a respected coach in our town, who took me in on a friend's recommendation, Eldar once recalled. The coach immediately saw promise in the young athlete, which gave Kurtanidze great inspiration and boosted his confidence. His parents, however, were skeptical and thought he was wasting his time. But once Eldar started winning tournaments, their views changed quickly. In the same year, 1992, the Abkhazian-Georgian conflict broke out. Life in Sukhumi became dangerous. Many residents fled to avoid the violence and bloodshed that erupted. Here's how Eldar remembered that period. My mother, my 2 sisters, and I had to leave Sukhumi. My father stayed behind to guard the house. We never saw him again. In 1996, Eldar Kurtanidze won his first European championship among seniors. That year turned out to be a lucky one for him in many ways. It began with a victory at the Ivan Yarygin tournament. Then came the Olympic Games in Atlanta, from which Eldar returned as a bronze medalist, another major milestone in his career. That same year, Kurtanidze signed a lucrative deal with a German wrestling club. They offered him $20,000 per year, a life-changing sum for someone who had spent years living in dorms and struggling financially. I'm ashamed to admit it, but there were times when I couldn't even afford proper food. I couldn't handle the physical load, my hemoglobin dropped, and doctors had to pull me from training. So when the German offer came, I grabbed it and extended the contract 3 times. But capitalists don't give money for free. I had to earn every penny with blood and sweat. But I had no other way to survive, Eldar confessed. While wrestling in Germany's Bundesliga, Kurtanidze had to step on the mat almost every week, and the level of opposition was brutal. He faced names like world champion and 3-time European champion Aravat Sabiv, Olympic finalist Heiko Baltz, and world silver medalist Sven Thiele. Exhausted by the weekly grind, Eldar struggled to maintain peak form for Georgian national competitions, which partly explains his frequent failures on that stage during that period. At the 2000 Olympics in Sydney, Kurtanidze was in top shape. He advanced confidently to the semifinals, but there he lost to Russian wrestler Sagid Murtazaliev, who went on to win the gold. Kurtanidze had beaten him several times before, but this time luck was not on his side. Eldar Kurtanidze was often invited to change citizenship and wrestle for other countries. Ivan Yurigin himself invited him to Russia. Offers also came from Germany, Uzbekistan, and Greece. Kurtanidze said the following about it: "I'm pretty sure that if I had accepted any of those offers, I would have achieved more on the mat. But something kept me from doing it, in part, my desire to serve my own country. Nobody would have blamed me if I had chosen otherwise, because everyone who has offers from abroad usually leaves. Just look at how many Georgian wrestlers now represent other nations." In 2004, Eldar took part in his third Olympics, but this time he was eliminated early and finished only in 8th place. The year 2005 turned out quite successful for him. He won a gold medal at the European Championship and claimed silver at the World Championship, both big accomplishments.
Ну, смотрим вертушку. А мог и запустить. Вот на одном из чемпионатов мира иранца Хидари он с этого приема на спину бросил. Редкий, откровенно скажу, уже бросок вот этот вертушка для вольной борьбы. Но вот один из лучших его исполнителей за 10 лет Лука Kurtanidze.
In 2006, Kurtanidze made the bold decision to bulk up and move from the 96-kilogram weight class to the 120-kilogram category, despite being only 170 centimeters tall. Even in the heavier division, he held his own and managed to win a bronze medal at the European Championships. But soon after that, Eldar Kurtanidze decided to end his remarkable wrestling career. Over the years, he had amassed a truly impressive collection of medals at the sport's top competitions: 2 Olympic bronze medals, 2 gold, 2 silver, and 1 bronze medal from the World Championships, as well as 5 gold, 3 silver, and 2 bronze medals at the European Championships. Outside of wrestling, Eldar also ventured into mixed martial arts. On December 31st, 2006, he made his debut in Japan's Pride promotion, facing veteran MMA fighter and former amateur wrestler Kazuyuki Fujita. He lost by submission 2 minutes and 9 seconds into the first round. In 2011, Kurtanidze entered Georgian politics. In 2012, he became president of the Georgian Wrestling Federation and also headed the physical training department at the Georgian Police Academy. And at the age of 45, Eldar even resumed his wrestling career in the Veterans Division. Still strong, he has since won 3 gold medals at Veteran World Championships. Winner of the 2000 Olympic Games in Sydney, world champion in 2001, twice bronze medalist of the 1995 and 1997 World Championships, 5-time European champion, twice winner of the World Cup, winner of the Goodwill Games, 5-time champion of Russia, and multiple winner of other international tournaments. All this about the hero of today's video, famous Russian wrestler David Musulbes, the athlete, who in 2001 was recognized as the best freestyle wrestler in the world. David Musulbes was born in 1972 in the capital of North Ossetia, Orджоникидзе, now Vladikavkaz. He started practicing sports at school when he was 10 years old. He lived a few steps away from the Tred Sports Complex, where his mentors Savely Bayazrov, a 2-time world champion, and Kazbek Dedikayev, an honored coach of the Soviet Union, prepared him for victories. David Musulbes won his first serious victory in 1993 when he was 21 years old. He became the champion of Russia in the prestigious weight category up to 100 kilograms. And in 1994, the young wrestler went to the World Championships in Istanbul, where he won a bronze medal. In 1995, David Musulbes won gold at the European Championship in the French town of Besançon. In the decisive fight, he defeats Slovakian Milan Mazic. At the same time, the athlete moves to a heavier category, up to 120 kilograms. In the same season, he won the World Cup, and a couple of years later, he received the title of Honored Master of Sports. His achievements were appreciated at face value. David Musulbes had all the chances to go to the Olympic Games back in 1996, when the competition was held in Atlanta. However, at the last moment, he was left out of the national team. But at the next Olympics in 2000, held in Sydney, Australia, Musulbes came already in the rank of one of the favorites of the tournament. He competes in the most prestigious category, up to 130 kilograms. In the semi-finals, he faced Iranian wrestler Jadidi. The bout is held with the advantage of Musulbes, but he manages to win only on points, but 3-0. In the parallel bout, Ossetian Artur Taymazov, who competed for Uzbekistan, was rated touché for a hold against Cuban Rodriguez. Thus, in the decisive bout for the title of Olympic champion in the weight of 130 kilograms, Musulbes met with a fellow countryman, also from Vladikavkaz, with whom he constantly trains together. At first, the opponent led in the score 0-1. However, David held a hold close to the center of the mat and earned 3 points. Later, he controlled the situation and brought the bout to victory. The result of the bout was 5-2 in favor of David. And the hero of today's video becomes an Olympic champion. This gold medal was the last one for the Russian national team at the Olympics, and 32nd in the team standings. Musulbes was a serious contender for victory in his weight category on the eve of the next Olympics, which was held in Athens in 2004. Before that, he won 2 world championships in a row in 2001 and 2002, and 3 European championships in 2001, 2002, and 2003. And in 2001 in Bulgaria, he was even awarded the symbolic title of the best freestyle athlete. But David was not included in the National Olympic team, and not on the sporting principle, but because of some intrigues that reigned in the team at that time. In 2003, David Musulbes could not get his 3rd victory at the World Championships. Through that tournament, which was held in New York, we can say that freestyle wrestling has significantly lost in spectacularity. Musulbes, as well as another famous wrestler, also Russian, Buvaisar Saitiev, was denied a visa to the United States. All these events had a negative impact on his condition, and he even considered ending his professional career. David became at one time even the head coach of the Russian national team, having worked in this position for 3 years. In 2008, David Musulbes decided to return to the big sport. He became a member of the Slovak national freestyle wrestling team, and as part of this team, went to the Olympics in Beijing. Surprisingly, Musulbes resumed training only 6 months before the start of the Olympic Games. At the 2008 European Championships in Tampere, Finland, the first after a multi-year break, he reached the final, in which he lost. However, after the end of the competition, it turns out that his rival in the decisive fight, David Modzmanishvili, had a positive doping sample. He was stripped of his awards, and Musulbes became the champion. In August 2008, at the age of 36, David Musulbes arrived at the Beijing Olympics. He begins his journey with a 1/8 final, where he faces Nigerian Wilson Shaweri. Musulbes wins with a clear 9-0 advantage. In the quarterfinals, he faced the more experienced Hungarian Otto Oboli, a bronze medalist at the World and European Championships. The newly minted Slovak wrestler wins with a more modest score of 4-1. In the semi-final fight, he fell to his eternal rival, Artur Taymazov. Musulbes resists in every possible way, but does not earn a single point, while his rival is awarded 2 points by the judges. The last opportunity to win an Olympic medal is the fight for 3rd place. Musulbes faced Cuba's Disney Rodriguez, who lost to Russia's Bakhtir Akhmanov the day before. Musulbes won a confident 8-2 victory, and at the age of 36, David Musulbes wins the last medal of his professional career, the bronze medal of the Olympic Games. By the way, in the final in the weight category up to 120 kilograms, won Taymazov. He was stronger than Akhmedov, 4-0. But on April 5, 2017, Musulbes was declared the silver medalist of these 2008 Games, as the Olympic Committee deprived Taymazov of the gold medal due to the presence of doping in his samples, indelible and stanozolol. David Musulbes has now returned to Russia from Slovakia. He works in the capital, in the management of the Moscow Sports Committee. In his area of responsibility is the Specialized Secondary School of Olympic Reserve No. 1. In today's video, we will shine a spotlight on the remarkable Ossetian athlete who competed for Uzbekistan's national team, arguably one of the most gifted figures in the history of freestyle wrestling, Artur Taymazov. Artur Taymazov is a three-time Olympic champion and a multiple gold medalist at both the World Championships and the Asian Championships, which thereby makes him one of the most decorated freestyle wrestlers ever. Artur Taymazov was born in 1979 in the small village of Nogir in North Ossetia. From childhood, he and his brothers enjoyed both weightlifting and freestyle wrestling, eventually choosing to focus on the latter. As Taymazov's results began to stand out, he received personal coaching from Khadzhimurat Gatsalov, an honored coach of the Soviet Union and three-time World Coach of the Year, who trained many renowned wrestlers. The first major breakthrough for Artur Taymazov came in 1998 when he won the World Youth Games. After that success, he regularly competed in junior and senior freestyle wrestling tournaments, showing steady improvement and pressing toward his goal of Olympic gold. In 2000, as a member of Uzbekistan's national team, Taymazov traveled to the Sydney Olympic Games in the up to 130 kilogram division. The 21-year-old wrestler moved brilliantly through the bracket to reach the Olympic final, where he faced Russian veteran David Musulbes, a more experienced and physically imposing opponent. After the disappointment of that Olympic final, Taymazov went on to medal at numerous continental and world events. For example, in 2001 he earned silver again at the World Championships in Sofia, once more coming up short against Musulbes. But a year later, at the Asian Games in Busan, South Korea, he proved unbeatable. Then, in 2003, he captured his first senior world title in New York, defeating American Kerry McCoy in the gold medal match. Buoyed by that triumph, Taymazov entered the following Olympics in 2004 as the clear favorite, competing again for Uzbekistan. Now in the up to 120 kilogram class, he once more advanced to the final, and this time prevailed over Iran's Alireza Rezai to clinch Olympic gold. Preparing for the next quadrennial cycle, in 2006, Taymazov reclaimed both the World Championship and the Asian Games title. At the Beijing Olympics in 2008, he followed his customary path to the final, where he defeated Russia's Bakhtiar Akhmedov to become a two-time Olympic champion. However, after the Beijing Games, Taymazov endured a difficult phase marked by several serious injuries. He was sidelined for an entire season and did not return to the mat until 2010. That year proved challenging as well, as he lost the World Championship final to Russia's Bilal Makov. Nevertheless, in 2011, Taymazov captured the Asian Championship. At the London Summer Olympics in 2012, Taymazov arrived among the favorites. He once again reached the title bout and defeated Georgian David Madsmanashvili to win his third Olympic gold. With that achievement, he joined the exclusive company of Soviet legend Alexander Medved and Russian great Buvais Arsatiev, the only other freestyle wrestlers to claim 3 Olympic crowns. Taymazov's illustrious career also included darker episodes. After testing positive for banned substances, he was stripped first of his 2008 Olympic gold and later of his 2012 Olympic title. This makes him the only wrestler in history to have 2 Olympic medals rescinded for doping. Yet despite these controversies, he has remained an idol and a source of inspiration for countless young wrestlers worldwide, who admire his talent and relentless work ethic. The presence of prohibited substances in his tests in no way negates the fact that Artur Taymazov is an exceptionally capable and hardworking athlete. According to certain accounts, North Ossetia supposedly holds the top spot worldwide in terms of its number of freestyle wrestling champions per capita. Whether this claim is truly accurate remains uncertain. However, it is undeniable that freestyle wrestling enjoys immense popularity in the Republic. Due to the intense competition on the domestic scene, numerous athletes opt to represent other countries. Among those who were not deterred by this formidable rivalry and continued to compete for Russia is Khadzhimurat Gatsalov, a 3-time European champion, a 5-time world champion, and an Olympic gold medalist. Khadzhimurat Gatsalov was born in North Ossetia, in the village of Chikola. He grew up alongside 3 older brothers who also embarked on professional sports careers. At the age of 12, the boy began practicing freestyle wrestling at a local club in his home village. He quickly developed a strong passion for the sport and soon achieved his first positive results. From that point forward, he decided to advance further in wrestling, ultimately relocating to the Republic's capital. In Vladikavkaz, Khadzhimurat started training in the Alani Sports Club, where serious, focused work commenced. Gatsalov had dreamed of the Olympics from an early age. He even felt capable of reaching that coveted milestone in 2000, yet he first needed to distinguish himself at domestic tournaments. This he managed successfully, securing his earliest prizes, and in 2001, he became a member of the national team. Before long, his initial victories on the global stage followed. In 2002, for instance, Khadzhimurat Gatsalov triumphed in the World Cup in Spokane, United States. His success at the 2002 Russian Championship was pivotal for the Ossetian athlete. Thanks to that victory, he secured his berth at the 2004 Olympic Games in Athens. Khadzhimurat Gatsalov is an athlete who combines a rare balance of intellect, swift reflexes, and formidable physical strength. During his debut Olympics, the young wrestler, who had only recently competed at the junior level, remained calm and methodical, carefully calculating every move of his opponents. One of the most striking moments in that Olympic tournament came during his semifinal bout. At that point, his adversary was the exceptionally talented fighter and future UFC champion Daniel Cormier. Nonetheless, the Ossetian outmaneuvered the American with assurance, leaving him no real chance to turn the match around. In the final, Gatsalov squared off against the Uzbek wrestler Ibragimov. There, he emerged victorious after a hard-fought contest, bringing home the gold medal for Russia in the weight class up to 96 kilograms. After this success, a true era of Khadzhimurat Gatsalov began in the world of freestyle wrestling. He achieved victory in consecutive world championships, and by 2010, he had collected 4 such titles. Freestyle wrestling is a discipline prone to numerous injuries. Over the course of a long competitive run, wrestlers often sustain different types of physical setbacks and gradually lose their quickness. Khadzhimurat Gatsalov was no exception, and younger rivals started to mount a serious challenge against him. A phase then ensued in which the Ossetian wrestler could not prevail internationally. Still, he did not allow discouragement to take hold. A triumphant comeback for Khadzhimurat Gatsalov arrived in 2013 when he captured the World Championship. Remarkably, he achieved this in a newly adopted heavyweight category. "12 months after that, Khadzhimurat Gatsalov participated once more in the World Championship hosted in Tashkent. He was slated to wrestle in the up to 120 kilograms division, and there he earned a bronze medal. Even though moving to a heavier weight had yielded success, in 2016, the athlete returned to his familiar 96 kilograms. The Ossetian wrestler intended to compete in the national championship, which also served as a selection event for the 2016 Olympics in Rio de Janeiro. There, he was unable to overcome the on-fire Anzor Boltakov, who scored a decisive victory, while Gatsalov had to settle for the silver medal. Following that championship, Khadzhimurat Gatsalov wrapped up his illustrious competitive career, during which he went unbeaten for a number of years, claimed 4 world championship titles in a row, and most notably became an Olympic champion. Russian freestyle wrestler Mavlet Batirov is a true champion who consistently competed at the highest level. He holds titles of world and European champion, is a multiple-time Russian national champion, and became the first athlete from Dagestan to win Olympic gold twice. Though not tall in stature, Batirov stood tall in determination and fearlessness. Born on December 12, 1983, in Khadzhimurat, Mavlet was introduced to wrestling at the age of 6, along with his brother Adam, when their father enrolled them in a local wrestling club. By the age of 10, he had already claimed his first significant victory at a youth tournament in Khadzhimurat, where he secured first place. Batirov's early years were focused on steady training and participation in numerous tournaments, where he consistently impressed. His efforts earned him a spot on the Russian national freestyle wrestling team in 2003. The same year, he captured a bronze medal at the European Championships. At 21, Batirov represented Russia in the 2004 Olympic Games in Athens, entering the event as a relatively unknown competitor with a European bronze as his top accolade. Few expected much from him. But Mavlet stunned the wrestling world by winning gold in the 55 kilograms category. Joining legends like Sergei Beloglazov and Roma Dmitriev as Russian Olympic champions in the flyweight division. In the 2006 and 2007 World Championships, Batirov continued to prove his skill. He won bronze in 2006, then claimed the world title in Baku in 2007, this time in the 60 kilograms weight class.
Уходит от линии атаки Мавлет Батыров. Вот этим свойством, наверное, ни один человек не обладает здесь. Есть фаул. Время! Время! И последний гонг приносит вторую золотую медаль в копилку российской сборной.
By the time of the 2008 Beijing Olympics, Mavlet entered the competition as the reigning world champion. He delivered a flawless performance, winning all 5 of his matches and securing his second Olympic gold medal. Following his Beijing triumph, Batirov underwent a serious medical operation. Doctors prohibited him from further weight cutting, forcing a break from competition. Upon return, he moved up to the 66 kilograms division. In July 2011, he took silver at the Russian Championships in this new weight class, finishing behind his younger brother Adam. Their final match was a close contest. Mavlet took the first period, lost the second, and the third ended 1-1, with Adam declared the winner. Adam went on to the World Championship, while Mavlet took a step back to focus on preparing for the 2012 season. Though aiming to compete at the London Olympics, recurring health issues interfered with his plans. In early 2012, illness prevented him from taking part in another major tournament. Soon afterward, Mavlet Batirov made the decision to retire from competitive wrestling.